Out of Darkness stars Safin Oakley Green, Kit Young, Chuku Modu, and is directed by Andrew Cumming. And it is the story of prehistoric nomads who land on a brand new continent trying to start a new life for themselves, while also fending off a mysterious entity who's hunting them down. I honestly didn't know that this movie was 2 years old. When I saw the trailer, I assumed this was just filmed last year, but no, this film came out in 2022 or some shit like that. But be that as it may, I went to go see it, and I really liked it. This story is not so much, a creature feature. It's not this small group battling off this, sort of, prehistoric monster that's stalking them. It is really a story about fear and paranoia, and that really comes from within. I mean, yes, there is something that is hunting them, but the story is about this little small group all turning on each other, that when, their backs are against the wall, that they don't stick together. And maybe if they had stuck together, they all would have fared better. But as they each get picked off kind of one by one, we start to see the breakdown and the flaws of human nature, how we just so easily can turn on each other. But I thought the direction was excellent. All the characters are great. They all had really good chemistry with one another. But Safin Oakley Green as Bea steals the show, hands down for me. She really just sells it. She goes for it, and she really conveys not only a toughness when needed, but also a vulnerability. And I think those are the two elements that, drive characters, and they drive really compelling characters that you want to be invested in. So I think she did a terrific job. And all the actors and all the characters really have those qualities. So, and you really can't point to a bad performance here. They're all really good. But I think she is just a little bit above everybody else. Now, the twist and the reveal of what the monster actually is that is hunting them down here is that it's not a monster. It's a human being. It's just a Neanderthal. It is the evolutionary notch right below where they are at. And I could see on the surface how that would be sort of a letdown for people who go into this movie thinking that they are going to get a monster based off of how this movie was sold. But I really liked this aspect. It was different. I thought it was, dare I say, refreshing to some degree that they didn't just cop out and give us a monster. In a way, they gave us a monster because the monster really turns out to be us. It turns out to be what's in our heart, and that is that fear and paranoia like I mentioned earlier. And it's not just fear like on our side, like with this small group of nomads. It's also the fear on the Neanderthal side too, because these nomads are coming into their environment, so they don't know how to perceive their actions, and they're reacting out of fear and aggression too, and they start kind of picking these people off because they think they're there to just slaughter them. And obviously vice versa. These nomads show up, have no clue what this thing is, and they're scared because this thing is killing them, not knowing that they're infringing on this other race of humans' land. So I found that twist really heartbreaking, and it just hits differently than I think if this would have been any other standard creature feature. Because no matter how much we think we evolve as a species and, gain intelligence and move forward, we are still susceptible to that fear and paranoia. And that we always fear what we don't understand, even our own kind. But my recommendation for Out of Darkness is definitely go see it. I thought it was a really well-made film, some great performances, and I think the message behind it is very poignant, and I think it's very timely. I know I spoiled it for the most part for you guys, if not all of it, if you haven't seen it. But still, I would still recommend going to see this movie if it's still playing anywhere near your guys. But that was my quick little summarization and review for Out of Darkness. If you have seen it, what are your guys' thoughts? Please post them below. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Adios. Now, GTFO.